Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot messages are connected to the full moon in Gemini happening on December 4th. This is a big moon. This one has a lot of energy coming in with it. This is pick a image tarot messages. So if you're not interested in hearing the overview about what this full moon in Gemini is all about, and the kinds of energies it's stirring up, go ahead to the description box or have a look at the thumbnail and intro to feel into which one of those images is speaking to you and go get your message. But for those of you that are interested, this full moon in Gemini, expect a lot of information to come in hot and fast. Clarity is absolutely up for the taking under this lunation. Lots of information and stimulation. There's a lot of mental energy coming in with this Gemini full moon. So we do have to be really careful about staying very grounded under this lunation and stable. We could even find it difficult under this lunation, and it's probably starting for some of you now, where we can't sleep because our minds are racing. There's so much swirling around our brains. And so that can be really difficult. So we really want to be putting some practices in that help us to be really present and centered through all this commotion and energy being stirred up, because this full moon is kicking up a lot of energy, especially around truths, revelations, aha moments, clarity coming in. But it's coming at us quickly, right? So we don't necessarily have a lot of time to process it, or it will feel like we don't have a lot of time to process it. It's ultimately quite good to be coming into clarity and truth, wisdom, understanding, information that we need. But we want to make sure that we're clear and prepared to process it in a way that we can make really good decisions with the information that comes through. We don't want to make hasty decisions based on too much mental energy, fear, anxiety, or anything like that kicking up in our minds. We really want to be centered in it. And then we want to start making decisions around it. As with all full moons, there could be a lot of heightened emotions because all full moons bring that in. So we want to be mindful of that as well. But it is actually an excellent moon for coming into an understanding of what we need to do, what we didn't see, how we need to switch, move, navigate into a new direction, or for even calling in a new direction, because now we have this amazing information and understanding that we didn't previously have. We can start moving with it. And Mercury is also out of retrograde. So that is also going to help with information and communication at this time. I'm just going to look at my notes really quick to see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, speaking truth is really important and necessary under this lunation, but of course we want to do it from a place of love, assertiveness, not aggression, right? Because full moons can bring in that aggression, whether we want that to happen or not. And we have to be mindful too of allowing intellectual banter from our mind to kind of quell and block our emotional side, because Gemini is all about intellect. Gemini and Gemini energy is very much connected to facts, intelligence, academia, information, again, rooted in something very factual. But then it's on the axis of Sagittarius, which is more philosophical, feeling, higher perspective, wanting to widen our view, wanting to look at all the nuance and feel into that rather than think through that. So we're really going to try to find a balance between curiosity and clarity. We want to follow curiosity, but not so much to the point where we kind of lean into that energy of curiosity killed the cat. If we're being led in a curious way about something that we want to do for ourselves or move towards for ourselves that feels really good, absolutely follow that. But if we're just doing it for the sake of like nosiness or curiosity, we want to be careful, because where we find ourselves or what we lean into could become an issue if we're not mindful of that. But I think the biggest thing is here, a lot of great information, wisdom, knowledge, heightened cosmic connection, communication could be coming towards all of us, but we have to be really mindful of our minds and the chatter and the noise and over intellectualizing everything. And again, sleep disruptions because the mind's racing. So being really grounded and present, so important, because this full moon can really help us get clear about where we're going and what we're doing if we're centered in ourselves. So I won't keep banging on that door. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying there. So if you stuck around to hear the overview of this full moon in Gemini, now is the time to use your intuition without overthinking it. Feel into which one of those images is speaking to you, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message one. I went ahead and pulled the main overarching energies, as I do, to save a little bit of time in the video, but we will look at them together. Okay, so main energy coming out for you guys is you're very close to achieving your goal. I always feel like that's a little bit of like a cheerleader card when this comes out, saying keep going, you're doing the right things, you're making good moves at this time. And especially if we're on the precipice of feeling exhausted and wanting to give up, it's like that extra little nudge to say, no, 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 no. Even though maybe you haven't seen the fruits of something, you're doing all the right things. Keep going. Nice. Okay, so we've got Virgo energy showing up. So that's earthy energy, very grounded, very practical. And it's saying, take inspired action. Take inspired action. Now, this is coming out on the side of challenge. So are you sitting on something right now? Have you had some sort of epiphanies, wisdom come through, understanding about something that you have felt has inspired you, or you feel very connected to, but you haven't done anything with it? This is your headset from the universe saying it's time to get going with it. It's time to take one step towards it, even if it's just a little baby step, because it is coming on the side of challenge. And now we've got new moon and Taurus energy, lots of earth energy. It says know your worth. So perhaps one of the reasons why you are sitting on something, some sort of understanding, wisdom, connection that you've made for yourself, something that you want for you. You're telling yourself a story that you're not worthy, because it's time to look at that narrative and move away from it. You're meant to be taking some sort of inspired action, not giving up on something that you've been doing and working on. You're not meant to move away from it. This is that cheerleader energy of you're meant to keep going on something. And I also feel like if you haven't received the next step, and maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck, and now you're kind of getting lost in the sauce and your thoughts are telling you a negative story about yourself, I think that there's going to be information forthcoming for you, and you are not meant to sit on it. You're meant to take inspired action on it. Know your worth. You're definitely building something here, message one. Know your worth. I also feel like there's a little bit of a side note there to not settle for less than what you know you deserve, but you have to realize what you deserve and what your worth is. So don't be tempted to move towards that low-hanging fruit, so to speak. You are so close to achieving a goal. I think you're going to be receiving more guidance, more understanding, more epiphanies that you're meant to act on. And do not let fear, anxiety, or low self-esteem get in your way. Recognize it when it shows up for you. All this earth energy on either side, you're definitely building something. You've planted some really good seeds here, it feels like, message one. And there is going to be growth with them. Let's pull some more cards. I decided to pull some of my fire cards to go with this because we're in Sagittarius season, which is a fire sign. I'm very curious, message one. How many of you have a lot of earth energy in your personal astrological charts, I wonder? Because Virgo and Taurus, two earth signs that are very, very practical. Okay, so we've got fire dragon. Burns up the lower energies around you. Yep, know your worth, right? You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. There's definitely a message here for you guys to not settle for less than what you deserve, but you have to recognize that you deserve more. Yeah, be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. Yeah. You really are being championed right now, message one, to keep going with something and to understand that there is some more clarity and epiphanies coming, inspiration coming your way that you are absolutely meant to do something with. I think you don't realize how powerful you are and how capable you are, but I feel like this message is showing up this way to remind you of that. It's just your thoughts, I feel like, that are blocking you in some way. And, you know, as it says, calling in that fire dragon energy and that Sagittarian energy that's available to all of us right now, really good idea, because as it says, it burns up the lower energies around you. We've got more gold and orange color here and an orange there, and we've got the red moon up here. needing some fire, right? And fire is connected to passion and inspiration. So I think that's a little bit of an area of lack for you right now, message one, that you're meant to lean into more. Expand your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. And then there's all those notes, right? And papers around. Are some of you writers? Are you meant to be writing about something, communicating something to a collective of some sort that's healing and helpful to them? That's going to be very specific. Not all of you are going to be on that path, but I do think there's somebody out there that needs to be told right now, yes, you are meant to be writing a book of some sort or helping people through words and communication. Be a peaceful warrior. You're probably very empathic, which is why you second guess your worth and you doubt yourself, because people-pleasing tendencies tend to show up under this kind of energy as well. So just be thoughtful about those things for yourself. Show yourself this compassion. Yeah, expansion, epiphanies, inspiration, being shipped your way in a very big way. Message one. And it's like spirits come in to say, hey, don't give up. Keep going. We've got more to give you, but you need to believe in you. Feels like almost like this is coming out as like a motivational reading. I know this says know your worth, but I keep thinking know your power too. I almost wonder if some of you that are maybe writers or have been toying with the idea of writing something, there's a card coming out, if you've had a bit of writer's block, that could be shifting and changing under this lumination. For those of you that resonate with that. Trust the timing. And then we've got you're very close to achieving your goal. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. This is a lunation that is good for getting decisive, but not for making hasty decisions for fear that, right? It's a balancing act between that energy. And I feel like that's maybe something you're also grappling with. Trust the timing. You're not running out of time. You're right on time. Everything's moving the way that it's supposed to. We're looking at working on your feelings about yourself and what it is you're doing, and really connecting to your fire, to your solar plexus energy, which is connected to power and fire and inspiration. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Maybe affirm that to yourself, message one. Okay, that flew out. And I'm going to just, there we go. The seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yeah, I think that's you. I get an empathic, very intuitive, emotionally connected to others vibe here for you guys. But you're capable of being the revealer of things, of shedding light and wisdom on others in some kind of way. Truths. Or almost like that philosophical side of Sagittarius energy where you put a spin on something where people see it in a new way and it kind of opens things up for them and expands things for them. And they're like, I didn't really look at it that way. That was so helpful. There's something to your energy, I feel, that you bring to others where they feel seen, understood, where you're bringing them epiphanies and aha moments. Yeah, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. That's you. You're at the center here, right? And I think maybe at times you abandon yourself to be more relatable, maybe because you are different. You are like not of the earth. You are more of a cosmic energy, where you have these abilities that others wouldn't understand, or a way of just knowing, where your sensitivity is part of your superpower. Bring that back and remind yourself of how powerful it is to be that for others. Yeah. But I think this is also just about you embodying your rare gifts, showing yourself tenderness and compassion, and allowing your inner child to be heard, seen, and out to play, essentially. All paths lead home. Here it is. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Yeah. You are your own authority. I think you've forgotten your power there. Your intuition maybe is a little bit askew too under this Gemini lunation of a lot of mental activity can cause a lot of scattered energy. I think it'd be a really good idea for you guys to do some grounding and meditation, as above, so below, so that you can reconnect your intuition as well. Turn your gaze within. There's something within you that knows what to do next, how to navigate a situation, maybe even difficulty that you're in right now. But maybe you're not trusting yourself. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. There it is. You are really being championed right now, message one, to keep going, to trust where you're being led, to understand that more wisdom and information is coming through. But part of your feelings about yourself, the stories you tell yourself about yourself, are getting in the way of divine inspiration and cosmic connection that wants to be up-leveled, heightened, and come through in a really huge way for you right now. Know your worth. I think that you're about to be activated in some kind of way too. Light activation keeps coming to my mind. And I know that we have that here. Light, expand your light for ascension. But it feels almost like you're going to physically feel this activation if you create some space. As it says, all paths lead home, to connect to your intuition and turn your gaze inward. And again, don't follow your own internal compass. Don't try to fit in any kind of way. Wow, 2 cards fell out there. I feel like you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you do that to what it is you're trying to create, cultivate, or build. Ascension. Oh my goodness. Your soul is evolving to higher states of consciousness. You are ready for this. Yeah. Time to let go of the narrative where I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart enough, I'm not any of this, I'm not enough of all the things, I'm just not enough. You are enough. You're ready. Choice. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. Yeah. Yeah, you get to decide what's best for you. But if we don't know our worth, we tend to choose that low-hanging fruit because we think, well, this is all I can do. This is all I'm capable of. Or I have to because maybe things aren't moving as quickly as I thought they were, but we're being told to trust the timing over here. You have the choice to choose what's best for you. Know that, trust that. Everything is on track. You're divinely guided and protected at this time. So make sure that you're choosing from your heart, not just your head, especially when there's mental activity that's on the negative side. By staying conscious in your thoughts, rather, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. Yeah. You know, when those negative thoughts pop up for you and you really get lost in that, so it's just kind of one way to shut it down once we've noticed it is to say, thanks for sharing. I know that's my ego and you're trying to keep me safe because the new is framed as scary, but I'm ready for that. It's just a good way to shut down that voice in our head that's not really helping us or allowing us to grow and evolve. All right. Let me pull an angel card here for you guys. You're really being powered up and fired up at this time, message one. And it's sort of like Spirit just wants your permission to help you with this and ship you more inspiration, more help, more guidance, more connection, and really embody that golden child energy that you are, where you have rare gifts. And I think for some of you, something with communication, writing, and talent that you're meant to do something with. I just keep thinking answers are forthcoming. Answers are forthcoming, which is strange because that's not how I would talk. A white feather in an unexpected location assures you that you are on the right path and that you're not alone. So being affirmed, pay attention to signs and omens and feathers in your path. This is one way of the spiritual realm's way of trying to get you to understand that you are being guided, that you are connecting intuitively to the right things, that you don't have to second guess it, that you're going when you're going in the right direction. So expect to see things like feathers in your path as an affirmation and a confirmation that yes, that thought was correct. You are being led to that thing. That's us nudging you in this direction. You heard the inspiration and you're now moving towards it. I also want to say, message one, for some reason, keep thinking about doves for you guys too. So I don't even know, maybe some of you see doves or you don't see doves very often, but I feel like they're going to start showing up for you. They're bringing that energy of peace and calm within you, but messaging as well. Just something I'm feeling for you guys. Ooh, okay. Action, and it is pronghorn. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. I love that. Take inspired action. Know your worth. You're so close to achieving your goal. You are not meant to sit on something, second guess yourself, second guess your abilities, your talents, your gifts, your worth. You're meant to get going and moving on something, and you're going to be helped cosmically, spiritually. And it does hinge on your making sure that you're coming from a place of authenticity and not kind of, following others. As it says, forge, don't follow. I love that for you guys. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. I definitely feel that for you. Time to move forward. Don't second guess yourself. You are definitely getting some big yes energy. You're on the right track. Trust and move forward and believe in you. You've got this, message one. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing day and that this full moon in Gemini brings all the wisdom, information, and up-leveling to your energetic body that you need. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 2 choosers. I went ahead and pulled the main overarching energies just to save a little bit of time in the video, but we are going to look at them together. Nice. Okay, we have a new start is coming. New moon energy. So this usually connects to there has to be some sort of ending in order for this new beginning to happen. So there could be some information about that coming through, or maybe what needs to end. Either way, you have a new beginning that wants to come through. And it's likely going to be that this lunation is the catalyst for that. Okay, so we've got first quarter moon in Scorpio, water energy, and it says release your blocks. So this usually would suggest that there's some sort of emotional energy that you're holding within your body that is acting as a block to a new beginning, resistance of sorts. So you might receive some wisdom, some guidance, some understanding about what is blocking you from going for something, moving towards something, allowing a new start to happen. This could be in love. This could be in career. This could be trying something new. It could be a lot of different things, but there's some kind of resistance. It's that energy of clinging on to the branch of what's known because it's comfortable there, while knowing that it's time to get moving in a new direction and having that push-pull energy. I feel like clarity around what blocks you emotionally and what those emotional hangups are could very likely come through in and around this full moon. And, for the couple of weeks that follow, you could have a real understanding about what has been blocking you from this new start. I'm definitely feeling resistance. That push-pull energy. Okay, so it's new moon in Aries energy. We've got fire here, fire and water. Water puts out fire, right? Those emotional blocks, right? They put out the fire, the passion, where we feel like we're ready to move forward, where we're leaning into inspiration and excitement. It's like there's something there that stops it. It says go for it, which I think I said when we were talking about this card. I definitely feel like that. I feel like there's a new beginning available to you. I almost feel like maybe you even touched on it. You've seen it. There's some fear around moving towards it, but we're understanding that this is a block of yours that needs to be healed, released, so that this new beginning can come. But I almost feel like cosmically, there's some sort of destined, synchronistic type energy, person, situation that's going to be shipped your way. It's going to be put in your path. And it's sort of like spirit and the universe is saying, we want you to be ready for it. We want you to say yes to it. We want you to go for it. But we recognize that some of these emotional blocks that aren't fully healed could stop this. So this is your heads up. All right, let's pull some more cards. I'm very curious. For some reason, for some of you, I definitely feel like it could be a relationship. And, we would need to heal some old wounds before we're ready to open our hearts to a new one. Now, I'm just feeling that could be a thing for some of you. There could also just be opportunities for a new career, a new place to live, a new community, a passion project that you're meant to start and build upon that's going to become something. It could be a lot of things, but I'm just being honest about it. I'm definitely feeling like for some of you it's a person. It's a relationship. Black dragon cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Black dragon. It says meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. Yeah. This lunation, this Gemini energy is really connected to information, wisdom, knowledge, cosmic connection. You could really benefit from giving space for this, because you're going to receive, you're going to have an understanding about what you need to heal, what those blocks are connected to. And it's almost like that moment of, oh my gosh, I see the truth now of this emotional energy I've been carrying and how it's really hindering me and not helping me. It feels like that for you guys. And it says cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. That you were really meant to be getting prepared for some sort of big shift and change that's going to be put in your path. Yeah, and it's like Spirit's like saying, I want you to be ready for this. We don't want you to resist it. Oh, look at this black and white. That's interesting. Black dragon over here, and now we've got the white dragon. Okay. Harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention, hold your vision. Birth the higher consciousness, Omega dragon. You're meant to do, create, build, cultivate something here, message 2. So I'm definitely feeling that polarity that for some of you, there's a new connection that wants to come in. It's almost like maybe it's in a side note. I feel like it's a little aside bit of information. But for others, there's this balancing act between the yin, the yang, the dark and the light. And there is an opportunity to bring this into harmony and balance under this lunation and get you moving in a new direction where you have that new start. Birth the higher consciousness. I think you have a really powerful mind, message 2. That's another thing I keep thinking of. Their mind is so powerful. I'm not even sure that you're aware of how powerful your mind is. So you could be somebody who is unconsciously manifesting all the time. I mean, we all are, but I think with you, it's even easier than for the average person who might have to, put time aside to do it. I really think you have quite powerful thoughts that can draw to you and bring to you things that are great and things that are not so great. So really making sure that you're mentally feeling calm and at peace, that you're leaning into the higher thoughts rather than the lower thoughts, I think is going to be a really important thing for you guys at this time, because you're going to have an expansion of consciousness, that divine feminine power of creativity really being available to you right now. A lot of cosmic connection, really being a receiver right now too. Don't be surprised if you get a lot of guidance through dreams or synchronistic things keep showing up in your path and it feels like it was heaven sent for you. I think that's going to happen for a lot of my message 2 choosers at this time as well. Divinely guided, definitely. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. None of this matters. What are we hyperfixating on? What is that thing that we're clinging to that's not allowing a new start? Maybe for some of you, this isn't healing a connection and we're still holding on to the pain and the distrust in some kind of way, and we're not allowing for a fresh start to happen. Definitely could be a thing for some of you. But for others, it's that energy of, where was it here? Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. That's that void energy. That's what void energy is. Perspective. We need to zoom out. We need to gain a wider perspective, see things more clearly, understand our emotional blocks so that this energy can get shaken out and we can have that new beginning. Zoom out, common ground. Okay. Called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You really are being activated and prepared for a new start. And I do want to say, and this is not to scare you or anything, message 2, but I think it's going to show up whether you're ready for it or not, but it's best to be ready for it. It's feeling like that to me. And you're meant to use your inherent gifts. I feel like that has to do with that divine feminine. of intuition, cosmic connection, being kind of a receiver for higher mind, divine wisdom. But I also just think creativity for a lot of you. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So you might be moving towards a time of learning, attaining more knowledge and around something that you're interested in. And if you're called to do that, it feels like yes to me for you guys. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah. So if you're having some anxious thoughts or fears about I'm moving too slow, or I have to make decisions even if I don't feel quite ready because I haven't released some emotional blocks that are kind of creating dissonance within me, it's okay. You're right where you're meant to be. Time is not running out. Get yourself sorted emotionally and mentally before we start making decisions from a place of fear and anxiety and that rush energy rather than presence, trust, and I really have intuitively connected to what I need to do. Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestors seed the light by staying grounded. I have been saying this a lot to people I've just been talking to, that this lunation really is going to need us all to be grounded, or we could really get lost in the sauce of all the mental stimulation. So keep that in mind, because I think you have a very powerful mind message too. Give yourself over to some grounding meditation, going for walks in nature, whatever makes you feel very present and in your body. Cosmic ancestors seed the light by staying grounded. Cosmic ancestor, I really think that some of you are going to have some spiritual experiences over the next little while, a couple of weeks maybe, because this Gemini full moon isn't just powerful or potent on that day. It's for weeks afterwards too. And I feel like that's going to be true for you guys. So stay open. If you have a sense that someone's around you, or that, a passed on loved one, even for some of you, you're going to be probably very right that they're there. I almost feel like you might see them, not see them, but like the shimmer of the lights, or smell them too is coming to my mind for some of you, if that hasn't happened already. Like you smell their cologne or their perfume, the scent that they used to, something that they always cooked. But I'm also going to look at shimmers of light. Interesting. Okay. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. Really needing to widen your perspective. So if you're having tunnel vision about something right now and you can't zoom out, that's Sagittarius energy, not the Gemini. I do suspect that a lot of you are more comfortable with that air energy of like the air signs, Gemini being one of them, of being more fact-based, knowledge-based, intellectualizing everything. But there's a need to zoom out, gain a wider perspective, see the nuance, and kind of lean into that Sagittarius part of the equation here of being more philosophical, allowing our perspective to shift and change, because that's a big message here for you guys. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Yeah. Where might you have some tunnel vision right now? Sometimes that's a fear of letting go of control because we think everything will go out of control. I really don't think so here, message 2. I feel like you have a better handle on things than you give yourself credit for. And almost like there's this fear of, if I don't have my hand on everything and try to control everything, it's going to all go sideways. That doesn't feel true for me, for you guys. You can allow yourself to widen your perspective. Cosmic intelligence is very available to you right now. It will be more felt through than thought through. You might struggle with that a little bit, but write it down. Keep what comes through in a journal. You're meant to be going after something and a new start being shipped your way, using your authenticity, your gifts, your creativity, your heart open, especially if that's a new person coming in. All right. Let's pull some more cards here for you guys. Playfulness too. I say it all the time in my videos, but everyone really undervalues the productivity of being playful and joyful and silly. It heightens our energy so in such a quick and easy way when we're just allowing ourselves some silliness and fun. It really does level us up and expand us and open our hearts, our minds to more information, understanding, and from a place of real authentic clarity, rather than that tunnel vision of fear and worry, and I'm running out of time, if that makes sense. Free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. I was literally just talking about this type of energy: playfulness, joy, free spirit, going with the flow, expanding our view, our vision, not trying to have our hand in and everything and control it for fear that, because it's framed around fear, I think, for you guys. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment. Excuse me. Excuse me. And to love without condition. Jeez, I need to slow down and maybe take a drink of water here. Yeah. It's about embodying that free spirit energy that you are messaged to. I think it's been kind of snuffed out and tamped down, probably due to things that have happened. But you're being asked to embody and embrace this part of yourself again, because it's going to bring things into you and towards you quicker if you allow. Nice. Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. There's definitely two messages here, right? One of self-worth, self-love, pain from the past really affecting and afflicting you in your present and your future, that new beginning. But with this free spirit energy saying to fly without judgment and to love without conditions, some of this is like romantic and emotional pain. And then we've got abundance, that other side of message two's coin, essentially, that abundance is somewhere waiting for you, connected to your free spirited nature in the sense of what you do, what you create, your intuition, your strong and powerful mind. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. But there's a real need here for my message twos to activate and connect into your heart and your feelings, to understand your emotions, especially the ones that are not serving you, because it is a block to this. Yes. Okay. And I love that it's saying that, doors of abundance naturally open when we're connected to what feels best to us, not just what we think is best. Because I definitely think that, a lot of my message twos are probably a little bit more comfortable with the facts and the thinking than you are with the feeling through. Or maybe, for some of you, you did the whole feeling through a heart wide open and it feels like you got burned. But this new beginning doesn't feel like it's going to be fraught with as much distrusting energy, because there's something about that I also probably should have brought up, that I feel for some of you. Reasons that not to trust fully, especially other people. There's something there for that. I feel like that's an energy that you're going to be moving away from. This came up in message one as well. A white feather is in an unexpected location, assures you that you're on the right path and you are not alone. Yep. So this is one way you're going to be affirmed and confirmed about what it is you're doing, cultivating, moving towards, when you're getting nudges from the divine, feathers in your path. And I'm just going to cap this off with one final card from the animal kingdom here for you guys. Yeah, I really feel like you are so close to that new beginning. I feel like it's going to be showing up. Whoop, that's too many cards. It's going to be showing up for you, whether you feel ready for it or not. But this was your message to say now is the time to get ready for it, to really get honest with yourself, to widen your perspective, to look at your emotional blocks, allow what needs to go, because you're meant to be acting on, moving towards a new thing with a lot of help behind it. A lot of yes energy that's connected to it. Mastery. And we've got eagle. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. I love this for you guys. And it makes so much sense with the rest of this this reading. We've got the feather there too, and now we've got an eagle, maybe even eagle feathers for some of you, you're going to find. Either way, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. You have a strong mind here, message 2. Your wisdom inspires the world. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But trying to release yourselves from tunnel vision or whatever you're clinging onto for fear that, or whatever emotions are acting as blocks to this new start and things really cracking wide open for you. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on here for you guys. I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day and that this full moon in Gemini brings everything that you need to get moving forward. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. I pulled the main overarching energies just to save a little time in the video as I do, but we'll look at them together. Okay, so we have new moon in Capricorn energy. Earth energy, so good for hard work, and it says your hard work is paying off. So a little bit of a heads up from Spirit that if you've been second guessing anything that you've been doing or wondering if you're going to see any fruits for your labor, I feel like that's yes energy for you. It is paying off what you're doing, the time, the energy, the effort. Okay, we've got Aquarius energy. First quarter moon in Aquarius, air energy. Trust the universe. So if you are more comfortable with facts and information and knowledge and, put it in writing, things that look kosher, essentially, sorted, explained, understood. I keep coming back to factual. That might be something you want to put to the side just a little bit under this energy, because there's a suggestion here that there's more going on than meets the eye, trusting the universe, allowing things to unfold as they unfold, to move through and shift through some changes as well. I think I'm feeling here for some of you is going to be the way to get you to where you want to be quicker, if that makes sense. Trusting the universe, and especially when we've got your hard work is paying off here. Maybe you're starting to doubt or second guess because nothing has quite happened yet. But it's like it's all happening behind the scenes. You're getting there. You're just not quite there yet. Trust that the universe has your back as well, because this is coming in the side of challenge for you. I get the feeling that maybe more of you are comfortable with, I want to be able to see it. I want something tangible. I want the facts. I keep coming back to that for you guys. Okay, last quarter moon in Virgo, earth energy. Lots of earth energy here. Attend to the details. Yeah. So at this time, it might be about, dotting I's, crossing T's, making sure that you have put energy towards solidifying and, looking almost like looking at the blueprint of what you've been doing and saying, and zooming out and saying, okay, what are the little details or nuances that I might have missed? Do I need to look at them again? Do I need to shift or change or restructure anything before taking my next step? It feels like that. Attending to the details. Yeah. It feels like you're very, very close to something culminating and coming into some sort of fruition where you do see the fruits of your labor starting to pay off, as this says. And it feels like it's going to start off small, but don't be discouraged, because I keep coming back to this energy of, and I probably should have said it, oh, your ships are about to come in, big time, but you're still working towards getting to that, if that makes sense. All right. And Aquarius energy is out of the box thinking a lot of the time, very intelligent, technical in nature, but we often forget the quirky part of that, of Aquarian energy, which is different, unique. There could be something to that for you guys, because it's in the side of challenge, that you need to embrace or embody more. Maybe we need to add some detail in there that's a little bit more authentic, a little bit more unique, depending on what it is that you're doing or cultivating. Ooh, okay, I have a card that, and then I've got two here. All right, I'm just going to pause because I have one that flew out and then I have two that dropped out. So it's going to be 3 for you guys. Okay, so the card that fell on the floor for you guys was Deep Blue Dragon. Keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. And then you've got Trust the Universe. So there's some sort of fear that you might be clinging on to. And Spirit came in to say, you know what, your hard work is paying off. If you feel nervous about something, if there's fear, like, have I missed something? Yes, attend to the details. You might see things from a new way, a new perspective that makes things move even quicker or makes things more balanced and stable than they were before. This Gemini full moon is really good for bringing in that kind of wisdom and information, but you are safe. You are going in the right direction. Trust that you are protected and walking on a path of light. Lots of need for trusting yourself, your gut, your intuition, your instincts at this time. No second guessing. Message 3. Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed a test. Ooh. Focus, right? You've got that Capricorn energy. That's a hardworking sign. You've got Virgo energy, all about the details. These are energies that you're meant to be leaning into. Believing that you have what you need. I think you're going to receive more from the universe by way of widening perspectives and adding a little bit more nuance. I don't know why I keep coming back to that, but you're doing the right things. The structures that you're putting in place brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. That energy of discipline too, right? That's what we need more than motivation, is discipline around what we're doing. Concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed a test. It almost feels like for some of you, I wonder if that test was just because it's not moving as quick as I want it to, or because there's been setbacks and obstacles. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to assume that I'm not doing the right thing because it's not as smooth as I'd like it to be. I feel like that's the test that some of you have passed, that energy of I'm going to keep on, keeping on, keep going. Nice. Golden Atlantean Dragon helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, reclaim your mastery. Ooh, wow. Message 3, some of you have a lot of spiritual gifts and they go all the way back to that Atlantean age. Are some of you cosmic healers? Are you meant to be creating a spiritually based business? Now, this is general, so that's not going to be true for all of you, but this is definitely a vibe for some of you. You're on a spiritual path doing spiritual work and you're meant to be expanding it. And there's a lot of expansion available to you at this time, but we can't lose focus. We have to keep putting in the time, the energy, and the effort. Wow. Reclaim your mastery, gifts, and talents. Bring back your knowledge. That wise sage energy showing up that I feel for a lot of you guys. You have a lot of wisdom and light, I feel like, to shed on things for other people. All right. For some reason, I feel like Andromeda energy for some of you, which is strange because you'd almost think with the way that these messages are showing up, it would be Arcturian. The Arcturians are very connected to intellect, and there's a lot of that here in structure, and so maybe that too, but I'm definitely feeling Andromedan energy for some of you. I wonder if any of you have had any inkling or have felt a strange polar connection towards Andromeda. Something about that for you guys. If you're interested, maybe look up what the Andromeda starseed energy is all about. Lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Oh my goodness. You know, and with that golden Atlantean dragon showing up here, helps you to remember the wisdom of Atlantis. You're an old soul here. Message 3. And you've got a lot of power and latent gifts and talents to be bringing back up to the surface. And I feel like your 2026 is going to see you embodying a lot more of your light and your higher self energy, if that makes sense, embodied by like your oversoul. I think I'm not saying what I want to say correctly. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Like, yeah, embodying more of your true essence, your soul energy even more, where there's a lot of power within it. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. So I feel like this card shows up for those of us who are always maybe second guessing. Is this the right way? Is that the right way? Should I do this or should I do that? Overthinking, indecisiveness because we don't want to choose wrong. But because we've got this wild card energy showing up for you, it's sort of like saying you're free to choose, because whatever direction you choose, as long as you're following your heart and your wisdom and you're listening to your higher self, you can't choose wrong. You have many options and pathways available to you that will ultimately get you to the same place. So just trust that and decide, it feels like, for you guys. Doors are opening, you decide. Rewards, wild card. And I feel like those rewards come when you do trust yourself and you just follow the wisdom and guidance of your heart. And then, of course, bring your mind with you, because there's a lot of high energy or high intellectual energy here as well for my message threes. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts again. Rare gifts. You are a talented one, message three. You have many gifts to be cultivating, bringing out, utilizing. And I feel like this is going to expand slowly over the course of the next year. And this Gemini full moon is some sort of a catalyst for this to really start to expand for you. So long as you keep putting time, effort, and energy into what it is you're trying to build and cultivate, and trusting yourself and the universe that you are moving in the right direction and doing the right things. Wow. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. All paths lead home. You decide. Rewards, wild card. You have many, many avenues to choose from, message three, to get you where you want to go. And I can imagine that that would make it difficult to decide, because you could feel pulled to many different things. I would say whatever it is that you're working hard on now and you're being asked to look at the details, to keep working hard, to keep putting effort and energy into, where you feel most inspired would be where your next step is meant to be. Don't overthink it too much. I think you might be somebody who gets a lot of inspiration and it's hard to choose between which one to follow first. But just trust your gut that it doesn't matter which one for you. All paths lead home and back to that soul self, that higher self connection. Okay, the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening in love. Okay, a little bit of a heads up. I think you have been through obstacles and hardship and difficulty, that fiery Mars energy, right? Bringing in dissonance between you and maybe others that you work with, or something that you're trying to cultivate, varying ideas. This is definitely an energy I can see coming into a softness of sorts and becoming something of the past. Softening to love. Yeah, there's definitely a need here for you guys to make sure that you stay connected to your heart and that soul self, right? Not just your mind, because you have the power of both, especially with all this rare gift energy showing up, Atlantean energy, spiritual ascension. You don't have to choose one or the other. I keep coming back to that. You're meant to bring these things into some, oh my gosh, slow down, coherence at this time. And then that's available to you. The great severing, ending off what's been difficult, where there's been conflict, where there's been frustration, where there's been overthinking, or just not seeing eye to eye. You're coming out of this energy. Know and trust that. And you're moving into much better energy where you're going to start to see your hard work pay off, where you have the freedom to choose the path that is going to get you ultimately where you want to go, and just trust wherever you're guided to go, because you've got so much power here, message three. On the bottom, it says you got the love. And then we've got surrendering to love, Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. I feel like that's people with you. Allowing your heart to be soft and open and vulnerable to helping others and being there for others without losing yourself to their problems. I feel like that's a thing for some of you. So just a bit of a heads up with that. All right, let's pull some more cards here. I keep thinking about keys too, like you hold the key to something. So maybe if you've been like not sure about something or what to do next, I think that you hold the key to what next is. You have the wisdom to unlock that thing, the understanding around that or something. Yeah. You have the answers. Choice. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. This has come up in one of the other messages too. That's what I think I was trying to say. You hold the key. You have the ability to choose for yourself. You have so many pathways and options and inspirations to follow that ultimately lead you to the same path, so long as you're following your heart. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. Yeah. Making sure that you are choosing what feels best to you. And then, I do think it is wise to bring it up into your mind and say, okay, this feels good. Does it make logical sense? And then going from there. Ascension, your soul is evolving to higher states of consciousness. You are ready for this. Yeah, you're ready for the next step in your evolution. You're meant to be building, cultivating, keep going in a particular direction, making sure that you stay focused on what it is that you want, attending to the details, having that discipline to keep going with it, even if it's not bringing you the results that you want to right now. There's definitely this it will energy here for you guys. It will. Yeah. So if there's any kind of little temptation to just say, forget it, be mindful of that. That's all it is. It's temptation and ego trying to get in the way of of your own personal evolution and who you're becoming. Okay. All right. Let me pull a couple more cards here for you guys. Coins or small shiny objects may have been put in your path to draw your attention to important signs from the angels. Look around. Nice. So pay attention to coins and pennies and things of that nature being put in your pathway, that spirit around you, trying to get your attention, trying to show you the way, give you some information, one way that you're going to be guided at this time and over the next couple of weeks too, right? Because this Gemini energy, this full moon is going to last for a couple of weeks. And it leads directly to the new moon in Gemini in 2026. So there's a 6-month over arc, right? From one full moon to the next new moon in that same sign. So keep that in mind. Something could culminate and become refreshed, renewed, where you see the fruits of that labor at that time. For some reason, I think that could be a thing for some of you. So I think that would be in and around June, I believe. Magic and its owl. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through the deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Enough said. I love that for you guys. There is so much strong and powerful spiritual energy here. You have many gifts and latent talents. You are magic. And that wise one, like the owl, is just about allowing this energy in even more and trusting in it. Trust what's being sent your way and owning your power and your magic. And you can do this with your logic and blueprint and structure while still keeping your heart open to that, more magical and intuitive connection to that soul self. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to say there. Message 3, I hope all of you have the most amazing day and really allow yourself to keep going with this, to trust where you're being led and to really embody all the more power and energy around said power that's going to be coming in for you. And it's starting for you guys now. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. I went ahead and pulled the main overarching energies, but we will look at them together. Okay, we've got emotions are running high and it says super moon. So a bit of a heads up. There could be a lot of emotional intensity around you at this time. So you're going to want to be prepared for that. It might already be the case for some of you, I definitely think, and it could just be amplified. This Gemini energy can bring in a lot of truths and revelations and understanding. That could definitely be a thing for some of you, that this information or this happening that comes and shows up for you causes already maybe out of balance emotions to become even more heightened. So just a heads up for some of you. Oh, it's Gemini energy. New moon in Gemini. Think it through. Coming on the side of challenge. So this sort of gives me the feeling of try not to be too reactive. Whatever is causing these emotions to be running high, to take a step back and don't make any hasty decisions or snap decisions because of whatever you're feeling at that time. Take a moment, take a pause to think things through before acting. Wow. Okay. And we've got full moon in Aries energy, fire. Cool your emotions. Emotions are running high. Yeah. And I really think that just goes with this, right? We need to cool your emotions before we make any decisions. Because if we're acting from a place rather of heightened emotions, we haven't taken the time to stop, pause, and think things through, right? We're just being reactive. And when we do that, we can cause things to go from bad to worse if we're not careful, because we didn't have a chance to sort ourselves out and get centered before really getting clear about what's going on and what needs to happen. And I feel like this is just your heads up from spirit. If you are feeling emotionally out of sorts, you know that you can't move into a situation or make decisions because you're too angry or too upset, whatever the emotion is, take a step back, take a pause. There's no rush. Allow your body to come back into emotional health and balance again, and your mind to quiet so that you can pause and think things through before you act on something. All right. I feel like there's some sort of clarity that wants to come through for you as well. Message for that you won't be able to see or haven't been able to see due to heightened emotions all around you. I feel like there's an opportunity for that because this Gemini full moon is bringing a lot of us truth, information, understanding in a much more balanced and clear way if we allow. And I think that's coming for you as well. All the more reason to say, I'm not engaging in this right now. I am going to give myself a break from this, a pause, a step back, and allow myself to receive that information before I make a decision. Air and fire dragon expands your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. So this is an energy that really wants to come through for you at this time. It's almost like it wants to replace, those heavier, more frustrating, hard emotions that we're grappling with. Sorry, guys, my throat needs to be cleared. This is where we want to be going with your energy. We want to tap into this aspect of emotion, right? And it is an emotion, creative energy being stirred up, passion, inspiration, but it's that energy of the sacral is something I'm feeling for you guys, right? Which is where we hold our emotions. That's also where we hold creativity. So it's about taking that heavier, more negative emotion that you might be carrying around at this time and flipping it and turning it into something that can be inspiring and creative rather than something that brings about pain or hurt or frustration or emotional heaviness. Because this is more on the side of challenge as well for you, where we're needing to expand your creative energies at this time. See something differently, feel something through in a different way, change our perspective, bring in a new creative idea. Intuition needing to be sparked again, I think. Yeah, communicate your passion. I almost wonder if there's been a break in communication for some of you with someone that has caused this to kind of go sideways. Silver lunar dragon bathes you in divine feminine light, and that is also connected to the sacral feminine energy. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. Yep. Needing to get sorted out. That's a big message here for you guys. This Gemini and full moon wants to bring you information, wisdom, understanding that will help you think things through carefully and not be reactive on emotional pain and frustration at this time. It also wants to ship a bunch of creative ideas and inspiration your way. But we need to be willing to receive it. We need to be ready to receive it. And we need to create space to connect to it. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. And it says, bathes you in divine feminine light. And this is Silver Lunar Dragon. I almost feel like you guys in particular should maybe make a little time and space to do a moon meditation on the day of this full moon. Draw down the moon, essentially. There's something about that where I feel like you'll receive the balance and harmony that you need to get into a centered energy of peace, to activate this creative inspiration that wants to come through, and to help you make a decision around what you need to do next, where your emotions are now quelled and they're not running the show. On the bottom, it says Rainbow Dragon. Brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. That's what I'm feeling. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and accept opportunities. Yes, it feels like this is the energy that wants to show up for you. It's going to be shipped your way. This full moon has the potential to bring these kind of energies towards you, but we need to be careful how we navigate this first. And that's your heads up that you're getting in this full moon reading for those of you that chose this message. Something about blessings want to come through. Receiving. Rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, accept opportunities. Accept opportunities, right? So if you're in heightened emotions right now, you might be really quick to slam the door on an opportunity, right? All in the reason to stop, pause, and think it through. I know I keep banging on that, so I won't keep talking about that, but you get the point. It's interesting too, because in this dragon card here, expand your creative energies, right? Harness your creativity. All these little like fire seeds coming down. It feels like that. Like it feels like spirit wants to ship you inspiration and ideas, but it needs to get to you. And when we're emotionally out of whack, out of sync, and our anger is on all heightened, and our sadness, our frustration is all over the place, causing our emotional body to be all over the place. It can't get to us. It can't get to us that way, right? Because we're too busy being in those feelings and emotions. It feels like almost like pennies from heaven. Cosmic inspiration, seeds of cosmic inspiration really want to come through for you guys at this time. Weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. Not a lot I need to say there. I feel like that card speaks very loudly for itself. Emotions are running high. Think it through. You don't have to be all things to all people and the one to solve everything for everyone either. You're allowed to step back and not engage in something and make you and what you need and what wants to show up for you under this illumination a priority. And it feels like that's what you're being asked to do. Yeah, boundaries, weight of the world. You're carrying the weight of the world and everybody else's concerns on your shoulders. It almost feels like you could be the one trying to resolve the conflict. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. I feel like you're being prepared to step up into some sort of creative leadership role where you're leading, but from a much more emotionally healthy and mentally balanced place. Lost lands. And it says soul memories and gifts. Something new wants to come in that you hadn't thought about, or maybe that you put on the back burner a long time ago. Maybe some sort of creative talent, ability that maybe you didn't even realize it was as strong of a talent and gift that it is, and it wants to expand. There's that rainbow energy. Andromedan energy. Adventure. Say yes to change. Yep. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change, jump in. Yeah, a new beginning. Once these emotional things are sorted out and fixed, if we can get past them, create boundaries. I feel like your independence and who you are and what you're meant to do is what wants to really be activated right now, but we need to disconnect from all the things where we have our hand in it, trying to solve for everyone else, but kind of not ourselves. I feel like that's a big part of it. We the Hathers, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. And that's that energy, right? That's that sacral energy again, that chakra. I feel like maybe do a little bit of sacral chakra work as well, because that keeps coming to me. Mother's milk, birth as a portal, deep love. This is for you, yourself, message for. This is what you need. Nurturing yourself, your qualities, your intuition, your gifts. But I think that you take care of everyone around you more than you need to be. The fixer, the peacekeeper. It's time to step back from that role and disengage from this, because something nurturing, something that's going to be very good for you, something that you're meant to do, cultivate, and start utilizing is wanting to show up for you. And it feels far reaching, because I keep thinking of far reaching. So I feel like it's something that takes you on a soul's journey, like a new path. One, it's more connective too. Community to community and new people. That's getting deep. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. Okay, you can't make this up. I just said that. I feel like this wants to be shipped your way. Soul family, like soul tribe wants to come in. New people, new situations where you feel very connected to them, and no one's going to expect you to be everybody's everything. Everyone's working together. Everything's cohesive, and it's more balanced, and it's healthy. Isolation, physical connection, and community. You are not alone. I feel like you're going to be shipped some of your soul sisters and brothers. They want to come through. They want to connect with you. But where do we need to unhook ourselves? Where do we need to disengage from those around us, rather, that don't have healthy boundaries, that are looking to us to be the fixer, the solver? You are meant to be moving towards a new soul's journey, a new path. It's starting under this lunation. It's a catalyst for you to make that decision for yourself. I feel here, message 4. Creative energies wants to be stirred up within you. Talents that you have that you're not utilizing want to be brought out more. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's pull some more cards here for you guys. I feel like, especially with this card saying you're not alone, and we've got that physical connection and isolation, I feel like you've been somebody who's been walking a lonely journey for quite some time. And it made me feel like it's the only way to do it for some of you. Like it's just normal now, and you've told yourself this story that you don't need because I don't need others, because I feel like that's shifting and changing. Maybe, and part of you is going to recognize that you do. You just need the kind of people that you actually feel a soul connection to. And I feel like that wants to show up for you guys in 2026. At times, you may receive a series of favors or unexpected gifts for no apparent reason. The angels are here to remind you that you are deserving of all good things. This is the energy, right? Putting yourself last all the time, being all the things for all the people, but never for you, and not listening to your soul's whispers, what it's trying to call you to do, how it wants you to evolve, what gifts it wants you to unlock, and what community and new people it wants to send you that are going to be aligned. So be open to some unexpected gifts coming your way and allow yourself to receive them. You deserve it. You deserve these gifts, message 4. I feel like they're long overdue. I almost feel like validation for some of you was something that you hadn't received before. Creation. Really strong message for you guys. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. And that's coming under that expands your creative energies. Maybe some of you are just downright creatively blocked right now because you're so busy dealing with everything else and heavy emotions and putting out little fires, or trying to anyway. And your creative inspiration and your creative abilities can't even get to you. Strong message, it's time to make space for this. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm, communicating your passion. And then we've got it again, creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. And you are that, message 4. Even if you're telling yourself, no, I'm not creative, I don't have this, you do. You do. Look at this, no limitations. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is much for you to share. Don't sell yourself short. Don't undercut yourself. Don't lean into any negative thoughts that you have about yourself. I think there might be a little bit of a story there for some of you. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is so much for you to share. You are not limited by anything. I think just the thoughts in your mind and the story you tell yourself. It's like you're free. You're free to lean into this creative energy that wants to come your way and do whatever you want with it. Because I feel like you have far more potential than you realize. Far more ability, far more capability. Okay. Well, we have a card and it just flew right out, so we're going to take that. Patience. Heron. Create a place in nature. I'm going to start that again. It's Heron and patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. I love that. And I also want to say, just as an aside note, herons are connected to good luck and good fortune. So for you guys, being this empathic, healing kind of a soul energy that you are, because I feel like you're a lot of things for a lot of people, the fixer, the doer, the peacekeeper, you more than others will benefit from solitude and patience when we're allowing ourselves to utilize that time to connect to our soul. We receive, and you guys definitely will receive, I feel. And there's something fortunate waiting for you guys that you have the ability to touch on and connect to in the very near future. Yeah. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Yeah. Pay attention to whether you see herons as well, and cranes. Kind of one and the same. Patience. Cultivate patience. Be patient with yourself too, I want to say. Message for, right? Think it through. Patience. No hasty decisions for you guys right now. There's a bunch of creative energy, inspiration, untapped talents are going to be activated coming in for you very, very soon. But we need to make yourself a priority, and we need to create some space for you to connect into something that wants to show up for you. Heightened cosmic connection. Do not engage in whatever this heightened emotional intensity is. You don't have to be a part of this equation. Even if you feel like you do, you don't. Weight of the world, that boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. It's not yours to fix either. Message for. All right. I will not keep banging on about that. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day, and give yourself some time and space to get sorted, because I feel like the rewards on the other side of you doing that are going to be massive. Take care, guys.